Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on VASSA online channel. Hereafter, 5 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Scientific Seminar Buddhist Movement in 1963 and 60th Commemoration of BODHISATTVA, Thích Quảng Đức Cremation. Hanoi, Nepalese Buddhist delegation visits Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Vietnam Buddhist University in Hanoi organizes VASSA course in Buddha year 2567. Sala Lecture Hall inaugurated and the largest blessing-seeking Buddha statue placed in position in Kiên Giang province. Hà Giang province, 300 gifts and 7 tons of clothes delivered to ethnic minorities. The following are the news in details. On the morning of June 11th at the Vietnam Buddhist University in Ho Chi Minh City, a scientific seminar with the theme Buddhist Movement in 1963 and 60 Years of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức Self-Immolation, June 11th, 1963, 2023, to commemorate the merit and great sacrifice of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức and review a great event of Vietnamese Buddhism.
In his opening remarks, Most Venerable Thích Tâm Đức, head of the organizing board, emphasized that the Buddhist movement in South Vietnam in 1963 and Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức, who burned himself on the 11th of June 1963, could be called the Dharma Tribulation 1963. On the occasion of the 60th commemoration of this event, the presentations at the seminar provided a lot of new information to help reconstruct the context of the persecution, the development, the end, and the meaning of the Buddhist nonviolent movement in 1963. Speaking at the seminar, the Dharma Master of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha mentioned the causes and conditions of the nation's history that led to the 1963 Buddhist movement, a nonviolent struggle movement of monks, nuns, and Buddhists to save the Buddha Dharma and the nation from decline. When the movement reached the climax, there were signs of deadlock. The appearance of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức with the intention of self-immolation to light the flame of compassion along with an undying heart, enlighten and awake the common conscience of people, dissolving all hatred. The merits of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức and his predecessors contributed to the unification of the country as a premise for the establishment of Buddhist organizations and the birth of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in 1981. With that in mind, he reminded monks, nuns, and Buddhists of appreciation of the work of their ancestors and the achievements of the Sangha over the past 40 years, and to promote those achievements, contributing to the construction of Buddhism and the country's development in the new era. In his congratulatory speech to the seminar, the Most Venerable Chairman said that the culmination of the movement in 1963 was the self-immolation of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức, the 11th of June, 1963, which was a magical spark that burned down the empire of the dictator Ngô Đình Diệm. Southern Buddhism escaped from the legal crisis, regained freedom of belief, equality of religions, developed up till now. The seminar organizers received more than 100 presentations from monks, nuns, and researchers, with honest and accurate scientific and historical evaluations on evaluation of the revival movement, Buddhism in the early 20th century to the 1963 Buddhist movement in southern Vietnam, background, role, meaning, and historical lessons of the 1963 Buddhist movement, studying the life, career path, and contributions of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức to Vietnamese Buddhism, assessing the influence of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức in the social transformation movement in the southern part of Vietnam, and Vietnamese Buddhism accompanies the country in the current renovation cause. On this occasion, Venerable Thích Đức Thiện delivered his presentation, evaluating the Buddhist movement in 1963 and the self-immolation of Bodhisattva Thích Quảng Đức, and Associate Professor Dr. Đỗ Lan Hiền, Director of the Institute of Religion and Belief, presented the lecture, Buddhism and Politics, Perspectives from the Event of Bodhisattva Quảng Đức in 1963.
On the afternoon of June 13, 2023, the Nepalese Buddhist delegation had a meeting with the venerables of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha at the central headquarters in Quang Pagoda, Hanoi City.
The Nepalese Buddhism delegation was led by Tukku Chokye Nyama Rinpoche, head of Kanyang Sherab-Ling Monastery. At the meeting, Rinpoche congratulated Vietnamese Buddhism on having solemnly and joyfully Vesak celebration, and he also hoped that the Buddhism relationship between the two countries would develop more and closely, contributing to bring peace, prosperity, and happiness to the people in the coming time. Most Venerable Thích, standing Vice Chairman of the Administrative Council, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, expressed his pleasure at welcoming the delegation and congratulating the success of the Amitabha Buddha Dharma Conference that lately took place from June 8th to 11th at Tam Chuk Pagoda, Hà Nam Province. The Most Venerable believed that the Buddhist relation and friendship between Vietnam and Nepal could be further tightened.
According to VASSA and under the direction of the venerables of the University Operations Council, on June 11, 2023, THICH Retreat Point at Vietnam Buddhist University in Hanoi City held a ceremony to start the VASSA of Buddha calendar 2567.
On behalf of the monks and nuns residing in THICH Retreat Point, Venerable Thích declared the opening of the Supreme Mahayana Dharma Yua course. The Most Venerable Shrine Master responded and encouraged the masses to make diligent efforts toward professional achievements. According to the tradition in the summer schools in the north, Venerable Thích Minh Tú, Venerable Thích Quảng Đức read the commentary, chapter discussion on virtue, concentration, wisdom. After that, the Most Venerable gave a brief lecture on the history of Buddhism in Vietnam, as well as the history of Buddhism in the Trần Dynasty, and shared with the public the importance of the retreat for his ordained disciples. And he lectured to the public about discussion on virtue, concentration, wisdom by Buddhist Emperor Trần Thái Tông. Most Venerable encouraged monks and nuns to practice and encouraged the Buddhists to take the time to return to the retreat to pay respect to the Buddha, listen to the Dharma, and support the monk so that both body and mind benefit. The THICH Retreat Point of the Vietnam Buddhist University in Hanoi accommodated 588 practitioners, 245 bhikkhus, 267 bhikkhunis, 22 saksamana, 49 samaneri, and 5 samanera, who had joined the VASSA. During the confinement period, the university's educational and training activities still took place according to the program, in addition to the regular training courses.
On June 12th and 13th, in the Old Shok Veng Pagoda, Gawao District, Kiên Giang Province, the monks solemnly held inauguration ceremony, put into use the Sala Lecture Hall, and placed the largest Blessing Buddha statue in Kiên Giang Province.
Venerable Danh Hạnh said that the Old Shok Veng Pagoda was established in 1671, and over the course of history, many construction items were deteriorated. With the consent of Standing Committee of the Provincial Solidarity of Patriotic Monks in 2018, the monks and Buddhists of the Shok Veng Pagoda built the Sala Lecture Hall with the largest sitting Buddha statue in the province with a height of 25 meters. Up to now, the project has been completed after 5 years of construction with a total cost of over 7 billion Vietnam dong. Speaking at the ceremony, Most Venerable Danh Động recognized and praised Venerable Danh Hạnh and the monks and Buddhists of the Old Shok Veng Pagoda in the rehauling of the Sala. In particular, benefactors and fellow Buddhists around the world have contributed to the construction budget. Most Venerable said that the Sala Lecture Hall is one of the important works used for major fiesta of the Khmer people, such as Sin Don Tha, Chon Nam Thmei. Therefore, the local monks and Buddhists need to preserve the repair items for long-term use.
During the ongoing charity journey in Hà Giang Province, Master Thích and Buddhist lay person Phúc Nguyên, Nguyễn Thị Mai Liên, Deputy of the Central Social Affairs Committee, Deputy of the Central Economic and Financial Department, and more than 50 Buddhists offered their gifts to charity to support ethnic minorities in Đồng Bằng Rocky Plateau on June 14, 2023.
at Hồ Quảng Phiên Semi-Boarding Secondary School for Ethnic Minorities, Đông Văn District, Hà Giang Province, the delegation presented more than 300 gifts of necessities and confectionery to support ethnic minorities and underprivileged children. Each gift is worth 500,000 Vietnamese dong. In particular, the delegation also gave the local people 7 tons of clothes and blankets from all kinds, collected and offered by the people from Hanoi. People in Đông Văn Rocky Plateau are mainly the Hmong ethnic people, with difficult circumstances due to their living conditions relying on shifting cultivation. The Hồ Quảng Phiên School and the Communal People's Committee are the main congregation venues of the people in the area. Therefore, the school is the only place where children from remote areas can come for study, practice, and growth. The charity group also sent their wishes for health and hope that the share gifts from the lowland will help them reduce the hardships in life.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhists, ladies and gentlemen, the last news has sort of this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.